Coach Burt. Belief everybody needs a coach. Good coach can change your life. Inspirational things happen in inspirational settings. Look at that right there, folks. Palm trees, 70 degrees, Vero Beach, Florida. Good morning. Let's let you jump on here so we can get started, because we got an appointment. We got an important appointment this morning. Mark, Jimmy, good morning to you. I'm in Vero Beach, Florida. If you've never been to Vero, Anita Hill, we do a retreat down here typically once a year. This year's retreat is on a concept called Scale with Speed. And I'm in this 21-day series called Flip the Switch that is leading up to an October 29 boot camp with me. Full day, breaking down how to activate your prey drive, how to generate momentum and leads, opportunity, how to follow up, how to extract referrals, how to become a person of interest. October 29. And I'm in this series to try to push people and help people build some momentum in their life, Chad Wood. Momentum is energy, man. Force, exertion, not stagnation. And I'm thinking about this because we're down here doing this retreat called Scale with Speed. Scale means to multiply something, expand something. And the way you're going to expand something, number one, always starts with energy. Always starts with energy to scale something. Scale something means I take it from something small to something big. And you should have a desire to take something bigger. I believe it's hardwired in you to grow something, to show progress, to move toward a target. Stagnation, complacency, boredom, in a rut starts when you got nothing going on. You got nothing exciting going on. You're not getting around exciting people. You're not thinking bigger. I had one conversation by the pool last night at 11 o'clock. Planted a seed of an idea in my mind. Boom. It's got me thinking bigger. Today's boot camp, Scale with Speed, it's going to get me thinking bigger. So when you're thinking about scaling, number one, you should have a desire to want to grow. 31 years old. It's a sweet house right there. Look at that. 31 years old, I was a high school basketball coach. I had won a championship. I had rebuilt a culture. I had built a national powerhouse, and I was bored. Bored, stuck, complacent, in a rut. Complacent, gradual settling to a place of mediocrity. I was bored. I wasn't growing, Lori. I was stagnant. I had done everything. You could be very successful and be bored. So I told myself I want to go grow something. I want to start a company. I want to begin something. I want to start a movement. So I left coaching. I walked away. Good morning, Tara Solomon James. I walked away from everything I knew because you can't do something big while you're holding on to something. And I said, I'm going to go grow this company. And then I reached a point, it's like, man, I've maxed out my capacity. How do I grow it bigger? Well, that's the concept of scaling. How do I take it online? How do I help people? We got people here from other countries. How do I service people in London and Singapore? Right? And I'm in 2012, I'm at a conference and I'm talking about going back to my city and dominating. I'm like, man, I'm going to go back to Nashville and my little city, and I'm going to dominate. And the guy with me said, God, you're thinking so small, man. Right? Kevin Jones, he's like, you're thinking so small. He's like, your market is planet Earth. I hear people talk about doing local things. And he said, your market is this. You need to be thinking bigger. One conversation. I didn't like the way he said it to me. Some of you don't like the way people say things to you. So you get your feelings hurt or you get emotional. When what they could be telling you, get past the way they tell you and listen to what they're telling you. He's like, Coach, you got a lot more potential. You need to grow and get bigger. Quit talking so small. Thank you for that. I needed to hear that. So I come back and I think, how can we scale this up? One of our programs, we make one simple decision. What's the word decide means? To kill off. I'm killing off my local desire and I'm going global. That's the desire. And I go back and I put all of our coaching programs online and we start live streaming. I'm like, what have I got to do to put it online and live stream it? Oh, simple. We got internet, don't we? We got a camera. We got a Zoom. Let's live stream it, Kenneth, all over the world. Immediately, we were able to scale it. Because everybody said, oh, you'll never be able to scale you. You'll never be able to scale a coaching company. There are churches in the United States that have 78,000 members. What's the difference between that and a coaching program? J. Micheal, what's the difference between that and a coaching program having 78,000 members? There's people that show up to watch basketball games and baseball games, 80,000 people. People show up to watch concerts. So what happens is we begin to get advice from people who don't know what they're doing or how to do it, or their think is so small. Scaling is growth. Now, how can you do it with speed? Here's the example I used in class this month with my monster producers. We're taught this philosophy. You go, if you want a house at the beach, you don't get one at the beach first, right? The first thing you do is you get one off the beach because that's all you can afford. Then you move up to closer to the beach. Then you move up a little closer to the beach, Asa. Then eventually, when you're 70 years old and you've worked your whole life, you've saved all this money, then you can have one on the ocean. That's not speed, folks. That's not speed. That's slow. There's nothing faster than the speed of a concept of having an idea and bringing it to market. Whether it's right, wrong, indifferent, whether it works, don't work, it sure as heck ain't going to work until you work it. So my thought is, when I think it, I do it. I got an idea. Boom, idea, execution. I got a hurt feeling, boom, convert it to something positive. This is how you activate the prey drive. So I've been talking about how do you fight through fatigue? How do you fight through this? Everybody notices when you have momentum, by the way. People want to be associated and attached to people who have momentum, which is energy. They're moving about the planet. This morning, I've already listened to a sermon, spoke to my wife, getting my exercise in, and it's whatever time it is here, right? 7:35 here, it's 6:35 where many of you guys are. But I had to get up and get going, folks. Notice I didn't say I got up, I whined a little bit, I complained for 30 minutes, I talked about other people, I had low value activity. The way you have scaling is something's got to be the impetus. Momentum is an impetus through force and movement. So I'm trying to give you the secrets. It's taken me 28 years to learn this stuff, by the way. First, I was a losing basketball coach, turned into a winning basketball coach. So I'm trying to get you to a level, Lori, where you're thinking impetus is force. Impetus of force or movement. An object at rest will stay at rest unless acted on by an outside force, folks. That's that simple. But you don't have enough force and energy, so you're static. Now, what I addressed in my class this month was that all momentum starts by telling the truth about where you really are. Like just getting honest, like, I'm here. I want to be here, but I'm not going to be contented with this here. If I don't want anything more, see, this is where people get all freaked out. If you study motivational theories, every motivational theory says the same things. We move toward things we want. What happens when we don't want anything? We don't want to get in good shape. We don't want to look good. We don't want to have a better life. We don't want to grow. We don't want, right? Like, you think it's all about money. It ain't. For those of you that are out there that get offended when people talk about money or I talk about money, you got it all mixed up, man. It's because you're so easily offended by something. Big time people do not get offended every day. Trust me. Big time people look and are looking for ways to advance. It's not all about the money. The money matters, though. We can't do a retreat in Vera without any money. We couldn't have dinner last night without money. I can't pay Judge Graham and Matt Monero to come down and do the retreat without money. So it could just be the reason you're offended is because somebody wants to do something bigger than you, and you don't want to. And there is a tension and a friction between you and them because they're going big and you're playing small. And they don't like that because they don't want to deal with people that are playing small. And you don't like it because you don't want to play with people doing something big. And the push makes you uncomfortable. the push, Amanda Beaner, makes a lot of people uncomfortable. It's like, man, Coach Burt's pushing, man. He's not local anymore. Like just in Murfreesboro, he's wanting to do something big. And man, I don't know about that. Good morning. I don't know if I want to do that. I'm thinking I just like to play small, right? So force, speed, momentum, movement, circulation. And one more thing, removing a hesitation. Amanda, I almost forgot this one. Removing a hesitation is something is prohibiting you. You're scared of something. You're scared of spending money. You're scared of taking an action. You're scared of an outcome. There's something that's holding you back. You're scared of work. Here's one. I don't want to work any harder. Completely comfortable with the amount of work I'm doing. Okay? And that's okay if that's your opinion. But you can't tell me, man, I want to do better. You can't call me and say, man, I want to do better. I want to get bigger. I want to grow. I want to do this. I want to do that. Morning. But I don't want to put the work in. Okay? So, what do we got, folks? We got a lot this morning. Heidi, Al Warmley, we got a lot. We're talking about scaling, which is growing something. We're talking about speed, why it's important to take an action when you think it. We're talking about growth. What we're not talking about is being stuck, bored, complacent, in a rut. We're talking about moving about the planet and getting around cool people and being exposed to things. My guys right there. Morning, guys. Motivating the troops, man. Everywhere we go, we motivate the troops. You don't need more money, you need more people. People have the money. Would you rather have $1 billion or 1 billion friends? These mindsets are game changers, man. All starts with this mindset. I'm going to grow, and I'm going to grow fast. So let's have a good day. I'm in Vero. It's beautiful here. It's laid back. These folks in Vero, laid back with their mind on their money and their money on their mind. That's the truth, okay? So you guys have a great day. Everybody needs a coach. Flip the switch. Spend a day with me, October 29th. I'm telling you, it's a game changer. I'll post the link.